Hi, peeps. Well, well, what a day I've had today. Yep, been in trouble a little bit, lost my temper a little bit. It's a great day. And I just got back from my walk, so I'm a little sweaty again. Oh, I should probably sit up straight. I might look better. I put my camera up higher too. Um, yeah, so how is everybody? It's Thursday night, right? I cannot wait for tomorrow at like 5 o'clock. I'm drinking. I might drink all weekend. I don't know. So what's happening in my life, you ask? Well, let me tell you. So I have neighbors across the street, and I referred to them in an earlier video. I didn't tell you the whole story because I don't like the story. But basically, we have a neighbor 2 doors down from me, and he used to give. So when this whole coronavirus thing, and we were all exiled in our houses, he would come outside with his acoustic guitar, which he would plug in and electrify. He had speakers and he had a microphone, and he would give a concert for everybody in the neighborhood. And at first I was like, that's kind of weird because, I mean, it wasn't really my music, but it was stuff that everybody knows, old 60s, 70s folk song, easy rock stuff. And it was cool. First I was like, yeah, and then I'm like, no, this is really cool because people would bring their lawn chairs, they'd sit down, they would listen, it would be great. Larry's wife, Lisa, sweetest person in the world, she flower girl, and she would shake the little tambourine and dance around, and it was a good time. And honestly, I met neighbors that I've never met before. I've lived here for 18 years, and I might nod or wave to neighbors. I didn't know anybody's name. I didn't know anything about them. And now, Jukebox Larry was on the news. He brought people together. He would let people know when the concert was. He even got like another guitar player and a bass player and a guy, hand drum. It was really cool. My neighbors across the street, I don't know, I was out for my walk when this all went down. There was a concert a couple weeks ago. I come back, there's 2 Troy police officer cars like in front of my house. I'm like, I wasn't here, I don't know. What I've heard from the neighbors is Larry started playing. The neighbors across the street didn't like the music, so they started playing their music really loudly and honking their car horns. I guess in Troy, you need 3 phone calls to the police for the police to come out for noise. So when the neighbors across the street were making all the racket, I don't know if the neighbors across the street made the first phone call about Larry, but 3 calls were made and the police showed up. And they told Larry to stop it because there was a noise ordinance. Nobody's ever given a rat's patootie before. So, no more concerts. But the woman across the street and her sister were just going at it with the police officers. I don't know where the man was. I didn't see him. He seems to be a bit of a chicken shit. I'm going to put that out there. The wife and the sister, those are the 2 you need to keep your eye on. So that family is a mixed family. I don't really give a shit. I didn't even know. I don't even give a shit. And they had a little sign out in their front yard by the sidewalk that said, fuck racism. Okay, that's a little extreme for the sidewalk, but okay, right, I get it. I get it. It's your cause. That's what you've lived with your whole life. I get it, because whatever. But then I find out from the neighbors that they have little signs hanging in the trees that say like fuck you with hearts all over it and stuff like that. Like they showed me pictures on their phone of the things that when they look out their window, they see these little signs pointed at them. The neighbors across the street are instigators. Anyway, so the day after the whole Larry got shut down yelling at the police thing, I look out my front door and there's a big sign, 3 feet, maybe. It says, racism is for cunts. Now, the C word, I will use that word. I don't think I'd paint it on a sign and put it in my front yard, whatever. And then later in the day, they put balloons, smiley face balloons and stuff like that, and they put it on the sign. Well, that's because Lisa, when she would decorate for the concert, she would put out flamingos and little fan twirly thingies and balloons and stuff. So clearly they were mocking Lisa, like, oh, you know what? Fuck you, fuck your music that we don't like, and we're putting balloons up and we're mocking you. That's very immature. We've all ignored them. There was one I did watch one day when one person, I don't know who he was, someone going by in the neighborhood, he did knock on their door and probably was saying, hey, do you really need to have that sign out there? And the man was like, and then the woman and her sister came out and were, meh. So the rest of us just ignore it. Whatever. That makes you feel good to put a sign out there and draw attention to yourself. Go ahead. So anyway, today I go, and there's Fox 2 News, the local news channel there, interviewing them. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I went live on my Facebook, and I sounded kind of crabby, but I was sick and fucking tired of it. And then the news went across the street, and they interviewed Larry and Lisa. I am not watching the news. I don't watch the news. I don't fucking watch the news because my personal opinion is it's all garbage. It's not news. It's not journalism. It's propaganda. It's how I feel. And I'm not watching it. I don't want to see like who looks good and who looks bad. They all look bad. They all look bad. Like Larry and Lisa, I love them. They're sweet people, but I know they're not going to get it. They're not going to see that I got baited into something again. So I'm not watching it. So that was big excitement number one for me, which was not exciting. And I did have a bit of a rant in my Facebook live video, which I apologized to the universe because, I lost my cool. I was like, oh, hell no. I want this fucking shit in my neighborhood. It's not my neighborhood, but you know what I mean. Like, just everybody grow the fuck up. So that was number one. Number two is I went for my walk and I'm like, oh, you know what? I know when the Amtrak train goes through and I'm going to like time it. I'm going to walk in the woods. There's a park across the street. I love trains. Like I love trains. I live right by the railroad tracks. So I went to Manor Park, which is across the way, and I walked around the woods for a while. And then I was like, and they just recently in the last 2 weeks or so posted like no trespassing CN signs. But I see people walking up and down there and riding their bikes all the time. So, okay, so I kind of went out there a little bit, was waiting for the train. And this mom and her son were out there too. And we were talking and everything. And then they scampered off. And I look behind me and I'm like, there's the police. Not the train police. The po-po, the police. He's kind of cute. And he comes driving up behind me. And I'm like, I'm not running. I'm not turning around. I'm just going to. He's like, you're trespassing. I'm like, yeah. Yep, I do. I can read. He's like, yeah, we're trying to crack down. I'm like, I get it. I understand. I will go. I apologize. He's like, have you been warned before? I'm like, no, because I am not a rule breaker. Normally, apparently, the older I get, the more rule breaking I am, the more, but I mean, I didn't do it when I was a teenager. I guess I'm catching up now. But anyway, yeah, so I got chastised by the police. The mom and the son had scampered off into one of the other exits back into the park. The police officer man was like, were there people up there or was that a dog? I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure. I mean, there were some people walking. It might have been them that, I don't know. Anyway, so I went back to the property line between the park and the railroad tracks and I took my live video that I had waited and was setting up for, and it was going to be brilliant. And so, the universe today is trying to tell me, grow up. Stop getting upset. I was so calm with the neighbors. I'm like, I don't care. Everybody's a dick. I don't care. I just want to live my life. But I got triggered and I said some kind of crappy things in my video, for which I apologize to the universe. To me, I apologize to me, and I apologize to the universe, and I apologize to everybody else. And then, yeah, I trespassed, and I knew it was wrong, and I'm always the one like, no, you can't do that because it says you can't do that. And then I did it, and I mean, he was nice, but I still felt stupid. And then the mom and the son came and we watched the train go by, and then we walked out together. And, you know, the mom has to tell the son, like, we did a bad thing, you know. I get it. It's a liability. You can't be scampering around on the train tracks and shit. I get it. But there's like plenty of room, like, but whatever. It was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong. I've been wrong all day today. So that has been my day. I am going to go. I need to play my bass because I did not yesterday. I would like to take a bath or wash or do something. And I really want to drink, but I have to work tomorrow, so I'm not sure. I don't have my tarot cards, so you guys are off the hook. No tarot cards today. Woo! It probably would be something like, you're a dumbass. Stop it. Oh, it'd be, what would it be? I don't know. It would be like, you're a dumbass. Stop it. Five of Pentacles or some gross card. But okay, so today is a day of reflection on our choices. And if you fuck up, own up, move on, do better the next day. Because that's the beautiful thing, is you can always say, I fucked up. I would like to do better. I am doing better tomorrow. And then it'll be okay. So I'm going to go. I got to play my bass. I got to wash. It's gross. You guys have a great night, and I will probably ramble at you tomorrow.